There was something about that entire night that felt almost unreal. Not just because of the massive production, not because of the deafening screams, and not even because BTS had transformed the stadium into a living galaxy filled with purple lights. It was Jungkook's facial expressions that kept making fans emotional. People online immediately started pointing it out. His smile looked different. The way he looked at the crowd felt different. Even the way he paused between lyrics felt incredibly sincere. And the craziest part was that this feeling only grew stronger as the concert continued. As that emotional ballad echoed through GNP Seguros Stadium, the entire venue became unbelievably quiet. Tens of thousands of people who had been screaming moments earlier suddenly stood completely still, fully focused on Jungkook alone. The giant screen zoomed in on his face, and fans instantly noticed the emotion in his eyes. His voice sounded soft, almost fragile at certain moments, yet still perfectly controlled. Every lyric carried weight. Every pause felt intentional, and when he slowly lifted his head toward the crowd during the chorus, the reaction inside the stadium became overwhelming. Some fans openly cried. Others stood frozen while clutching their army bombs tightly against their chests. Even people recording with their phones could be heard trembling emotionally behind the camera. It no longer felt like an ordinary concert performance. It felt personal, and that was exactly why clips from that moment spread across social media almost instantly. Fans who were not even inside the stadium started reacting emotionally online after seeing only a few seconds of the performance. Many called it one of Jungkook's most heartfelt performances ever. Others said he looked genuinely happy in a way they had not seen for a very long time. But then something happened that completely changed the atmosphere again. Right after that emotional performance ended, the lights suddenly went completely dark. The entire stadium fell into darkness for several seconds. No visuals, no music, nothing at all. Then a deep bass sound slowly began shaking the floor beneath the audience. The screaming instantly returned. Red lights flashed across the massive stage screens while dramatic visuals exploded behind the members. One by one, the silhouettes of the BTS members reappeared through thick smoke effects. But the loudest reaction still erupted when Jungkook stepped forward. His energy completely shifted. The emotional softness from moments earlier vanished instantly, replaced by a dangerous charisma that sent the entire stadium back into chaos. Fans near the barricades could barely hold their phones steady because the screams became unbelievably loud the moment he started dancing. What made the performance even crazier was how stable his live vocals remained. Even during the most intense choreography sections, Jungkook's voice stayed incredibly clear. There were moments when he ran across the stage, interacted with fans, danced aggressively, and somehow still sounded almost identical to the studio version. That alone caused thousands of people online to debate whether this might secretly be one of the strongest performances of his career so far. And the camera operators clearly knew exactly who the audience wanted to see. Every time Jungkook appeared on the giant screen, the stadium reaction became complete chaos. Fans screamed his name nonstop. Some people jumped uncontrollably. Others covered their faces in shock every time he smiled directly into the camera. At one moment, he turned toward the crowd with a playful grin, while sweat reflected under the stage lights, and the entire stadium genuinely sounded like it exploded. Everything about the timing felt perfect. The lighting, the choreography, the visuals, the fire effects. But above all else, Jungkook's energy dominated the entire atmosphere. Even the other members seemed entertained by the crowd's reaction to him. RM laughed several times during interactions while listening to the audience screaming. J-Hope kept dancing around the stage with endless energy, while Jean joked with fans and made everyone laugh between songs. Meanwhile, V stood still for a moment during one section, smiling while staring at the ocean of purple lights. Around the stadium, fans immediately began sharing clips of the moment online because the atmosphere looked almost cinematic. And then there was Jimin, who kept waving toward fans in every section of the venue, making people emotional with his gentle interactions. But no matter what happened on stage, the attention somehow always returned to Jungkook. That night truly belonged to him. Fans online quickly began calling it Jungkook's domination in Mexico City. Others joked that he had destroyed the entire planet in a single night. Judging by the audience reactions, those comments honestly did not even feel exaggerated. One viral clip in particular spread incredibly fast online. During one of the final chorus sections, Jungkook suddenly stopped singing for a moment and allowed the audience to continue the lyrics themselves. The sound that followed was unbelievable. Tens of thousands of voices filled the stadium simultaneously, while purple lights moved like waves through the darkness. Jungkook simply stood there smiling while listening to the crowd sing with him. And for a moment, he looked genuinely overwhelmed. Fans immediately began speculating online that the reaction had emotionally affected him. Some claimed his eyes looked watery afterward. Others believed he was trying to hold back tears during the ending of the song. Of course, none of that was officially confirmed, but one thing was undeniable: the emotion in that moment felt real. And what happened next made the entire atmosphere even more intense. As the concert continued late into the night, the production somehow became even bigger. Massive fire effects erupted around the stage during high-energy songs, while giant moving platforms lifted the members above the audience. The screaming never stopped. At one point, fireworks exploded above the stadium roof, while BTS performed beneath flashing gold and purple lights, creating one of the most insane visual moments of the entire concert. Fans inside the venue immediately described it as if the sky itself was dancing. Videos from the audience started spreading everywhere within minutes. Some clips gained millions of views almost instantly because people could not believe how loud the crowd sounded. Others became completely focused on Jungkook's visuals that night. Fans especially could not stop talking about his black outfit combination, wet hair, and intense expressions during the dance break. Many even started comparing this version of Jungkook